What's going on, TTC? New Rob report. So I was gonna get on and do a hate week video, but then, you know, I'm not really feeling too much hate. You know, it's the Super Bowl. I got no reason to be mad. My team's in the Super Bowl. I get humble. Even last year, you know, before I talk all this shit. Week 1 preseason through week 17 regular season. Talk the shit through the whole postseason. But once you're in the Super Bowl, there's really no reason to talk shit. You got the best 2 teams in football playing against each other. For me, that's a humbling thing. I went to last year's game humble. I made a video, but you know, it wasn't really a hate week video. It was just, you know, prediction, what we have to do to win. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's kind of where I'm at right now. No hate. I mean, you know, fuck the Patriots, but still no hate. My prediction is that Brandon Browner is going to give this game up somehow or another. Brandon Browner is going to end up being the GOAT of this game, I think and I hope. I didn't have any beef with Brandon Browner. The fact that he plays for a different team now is the only reason why I would have any ill will towards him. Other than that, I wish him well. But then he went and said that crazy stuff about, you know, he hopes that they break Richard Sherman's arm. And regardless of how he really meant it, it was just a statement that lacks class, and you know, it was just out of pocket. I found that statement to be out of pocket. So we know Brandon Browner. I expect us to exploit him. I expect Marshawn Lynch. So I'm going to go into the kind of the not so football-y football stuff. Marshawn Lynch has dealt with a lot of scrutiny again this Super Bowl media week. He did surprise me by snubbing Deion. You know, he gave Deion a little something last year on the side, but I was surprised that he snubbed Deion the way he did. But he ain't about it. He's not about the media. He's not about saying. Matter of fact, I actually appreciated the way he came out this year. He turned the table on them. What's the point of them coming up there and shoving the camera and microphone in his face when they know he's not going to say it? He's made it completely and totally clear he's not going to say anything. Marshawn Lynch knows this. The media does one thing. They take what you say, they take what you say, and they make it into whatever they want it to be. That's what the media does. And Marshawn Lynch, hey, he's a college graduate. You'd be hard pressed to say he's not a scholar. He has a college education degree from Cal. You can make whatever opinion you want to make about it, but he has something you don't. Maybe not. Marshawn knows what the media does. He's not signing on for it, and I applaud him for it. I think Marshawn Lynch is going to break ground in what will be the revolution that causes the NFL to change this rule. You know, the agreement they have via the collective bargaining agreement between the NFL and the NFLPA, that's going to change. And Marshawn Lynch is going to be, you know, the groundbreaking movement there. I think. There's plenty of players out there who like to talk to the media. There's plenty of people out there, players out there, who will take every opportunity they can get to speak to the fucking media. Why make somebody who just genuinely doesn't want to do it? Why make him do it? You got these players out there who have these well-rehearsed and re-rehearsed, cliched comments to the same fucking questions over and over and over again that we don't really give a fuck to hear about anyway. So I appreciate Marshawn getting up there and saying what he really felt. And what happened? These stupid ass reporters still get up there and ask the same stupid questions. I'd have felt worse for the media if Marshawn had got up there and said, look, I told you already I'm not going to say nothing, yada, yada, yada. And then if all the media folks would have just took their cameras and microphones and recorders and just walked away from his podium, I would feel worse for them if that had happened. If they had all just said, well, all right, well, I guess fucking Marshawn ain't saying shit, let's get out of here. If it had happened that way, I'd feel differently about it. But the fact that they just stood there and continued to just badger him with these questions, it makes them look dumb. It really does. So big up Marshawn Lynch, man. He wants to play football. And Marshawn Lynch is going to go ham on the fucking Patriots defense, by the way. Richard Sherman. Now they want to make a big deal. Oh, Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas upset that they, made him test. He told me his shoulder was fine. Now they want to test him for HGH because of what? They think his shoulder healed too quick? I see both sides of that argument. But bottom line is there was a stretch where a lot of Seahawks were testing positive for shit. But I've never heard of someone being randomly tested during Super Bowl week. I'm not saying it's ever happened before. I just never heard of it. Richard Sherman. They're making a big deal about whether or not Richard Sherman is going to leave the Super Bowl if his child is born on Super Bowl Sunday. Now this takes the cake. And you may not see it for what it really is. This is why Marshawn Lynch won't talk to the media. Now Richard Sherman is smart. He knows better. His Stanford education allows him to sense and know higher truth. They're not asking him because they're concerned about the well-being of his, girlfriend or baby mama or whatever, and his unborn child. No, they're looking for a reason to call him either a deadbeat dad or a non-committal teammate. That's all they're looking for. If Richard Sherman says, oh, if my fucking kid is born, I'm leaving first word. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a play. I'm leaving to go see my kid be born or watch my kid be brought into this world. They'll say, what kind of teammate is Richard Sherman? What kind of teammate is going to leave his team in the biggest game of the year? This is what you signed up for, Richard Sherman. When you signed up to be a National Football League player, you signed up for this. You signed up to make this sacrifice for your team. How dare you leave for a family event in the biggest game of the year? How dare you, Richard Sherman? You're a terrible teammate. You're a terrible Seahawk. You're a terrible person. And we knew that since you scared Erin Andrews out of her wits with your rant at the NFC Championship last year, which is bullshit. Or, no, of course, no, I made a commitment to my team. I'm in the biggest game of the year. I'll see my son or daughter. I think he's having a son, right? I'll see my son after the game. As soon as that clock reads 00 and we get our trophy, I'm heading straight home. What kind of dad are you, Richard Sherman? What kind of father would play a game rather than see his first child be born. And I'm only gonna touch on it for a half second about the race thing. I'll just leave it at that. You guys can draw whatever conclusions you want to draw about the race card on that subject. But what kind of father? They already called him a thug. They didn't call him a thug last year because he was out thugging. They didn't call him a thug because he was out gang banging, carrying guns, selling drugs, or anything like that. No, they called him a thug because he had a passionate response to making the biggest play of his career. They called him a thug. So what do you think they're going to call him when he isn't present for the birth of his first child? I'm gonna stop talking about the race card right with that. But what kind of dad are you, Richard Sherman? What kind of father are you going to be to your kid when you can't even be there? You would rather play a football game than go see the birth of your kid. That's what they call a catch-22. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Richard Sherman is a very smart man by being non-committal in either direction. Smart man. Good on you, Richard. Good on you. Of course he's not going to leave the Super Bowl to go see his kid be born. Of course he's going to be sad that he can't do it. Matter of fact, if his kid is born during the Super Bowl, Richard Sherman might pick off every pass that Brady throws. He'll take all that to fuel his fire. Fuck Deflategate. All this media nonsense is empowering our Seattle Seahawks, 12th man. We're going to beat up the Patriots. We are going to beat up the Patriots. Hey, Tyson. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Man, that's all I got. Fuck the 49ers. Go Hawks.